We're live! Sorry, sometimes I just like to, you know, just have a moment of silence right when we start, just to create that more raw feeling. You know, so people are like, "Wow, it's so live."
It's like it's actually happening.
It's really happening. They don't even know that they're streaming right now. What if they do something embarrassing?
It's not just an advanced computer algorithm.
We are real people. Welcome. Welcome, 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 everybody, to the show. This is Side B of Awesome Hardware, episode 117. Amazing that we've lasted this long. This is a tech news show, more or less, that Paul and I like to do every single Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, right here on twitch.tv/awesomehardware. Or if you're watching us on YouTube, we stream the show into two halves on our respective YouTube channels. This week, the first half of the show was on Paul's channel, which is youtube.com/paulshardware. You can find the link to that in the description of my YouTube video down below. And then now we're on Side B, so we're taking it off. The baton has been passed on to me. I shall carry on. Carry the rest of us into the second half of the show, where there will be much fun, excitement, drinking, and happiness and joy.
I'm just gonna eat fudge.
And fudge. Say no more. All right, let's try to sell you stuff. Go to our stores, buy things. My store is bitwit.tech/store. I'm currently having no sales. So act fast.
Everything is full price.
Act now. Everything's full price. This doesn't happen often, folks. So please buy everything now that you see, including the fidget spinners, the new hats that are on sale. There's a new limited edition Bitwit T-shirt that's in a navy color. It's very awesome. And then you can also go to Paul's store, which is paulshardware.net. He's also selling lots of shirts, hoodies, beanies, glasses,
polo shirts,
mugs. Women's shirts, mugs. Do it. Do it. Buy all the things. Domestic shipping is now a bit cheaper than it used to be, so if shipping steered you away the first time, then it should be... This fudge is very distracting. I'm just going to say right now, I'm probably not going to be able to focus very well in this half, because Paul's going to be eating fudge the whole time. And I'm a little jealous.
One piece. Just one small piece.
Just a little jelly.
That's all I need.
That's okay.
Just a taste.
Let's kick it off with some tech news, shall we? This isn't really tech news. This is more like space news.
What?
But let's talk about the solar eclipse.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Screw talking about it. We've talked about it long enough. Now that it has already come, now that it is past, why don't we look at it? Because I know if you're like me, you probably didn't get a chance at all to see the phenomenon that was the solar eclipse of 2017.
Yeah, not really.
I was driving. Wifey Sauce and I were on our way back from our little vacation thing. We were on the freeway driving in LA traffic when the eclipse went down, so we didn't really see shit. Plus, even if we were like laying down somewhere in LA, you can't really see much of it there anyway. But a lot of people did, and a lot of people took really good, awesome, professional photos of it. So here's some really
like
cool,
this one with the space station.
Really cool imagery of the space station. It's a composite image, so it's taken at different time intervals. You can sort of see it traveling across the way there. And big beautiful sun, a little bit of moon trying to creep in.
Creepy moon.
Moon's getting a little handsy.
Always creeping.
Encroaching on the sun's personal space, and then we got the full total eclipse, where this is just it just looks dirty. Just looks dirty.
It looks like a black hole.
It is a black hole. By definition, it's a black hole.
It is?
It's big. It's big. Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
It's a hole of blackness. At least that's what my eyes see. But no, space-wise, it is not a black hole. And then this is a really cool composite image showing the progression of a total solar eclipse.
I like these.
This is in Oregon.
Really cool.
It's very cool. Gives you an idea of sort of just the transgression or the of what's going on, what actually happened.
Also got the scoreboard right there, so you can see if the eclipse is winning.
Yep, it looks like it is. It's a stomping victory, 0 to 46. I'm not sure who the eclipse is competing against.
That's the time left. The score is actually tied, 0-0.
Oh wow, this further proves that I do not know how to read scoreboards.
Ooh, look, the diamond ring.
Ooh, diamond ring. What's that? Oh yeah, diamond ring.
Diamond ring is what they call the effect when the sun is either about to disappear or has just reappeared. And just one part of it is peeking out around the edge, and it creates this kind of effect of a diamond ring. This is a little bit more exaggerated. It's out a little bit more. When it's just barely peeking, you just see that one flare like right at the edge of the circle.
I see.
And yeah.
And it looks like it's shining
I was
on one
watching
side.
the NASA feed, and that's all they kept saying. Oh, yeah, look at that diamond ring.
The diamond ring. I love saying diamond ring. It makes me feel smart. And then a total solar eclipse.
From the plane.
Okay. From
cool.
plane. Wow. I'm sure there were some great, airborne plane Instagram pics of the eclipse.
Did you see the
Sure, that was cool.
Did you see the GIF? The GIF one?
I didn't see the GIF.
Oh, there's a really cool one.
Of it going across?
The plane, so it's shot out of a plane window, and the plane's going across, and you can see the sun, and then there's just this like blackness, that like darkness that's going there, and the plane goes into it, and suddenly the sun goes dark because they go into the area of the eclipse.
Oh, and then they leave it.
And then they're in it for like 10 or 15 seconds, and then they leave it, and then the sun gets bright again. That's pretty cool. That's
perspective, bro. That's pretty cool. This is a trippy ass picture. I mean, there's a lot of trippy pictures here. Guys, look at all the pictures. Look at all of them.
That's a cool one too.
If you're smart, you'll take a picture of one of these pictures with your phone and post it on the internet as your own and prop it.
I like this one. This is a picture of the shadow on the Earth.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
That's sweet.
Shadowy. All right.
Nice article there.
Hopefully you guys had a fun solar eclipse viewing. If you didn't, then you can wait again till the next one, which is...
Also Lady Gaga.
Oh, that's Lady Gaga. I was like, who's this random woman? That's Lady Gaga. Just chilling. She looks like she's on a roof.
Pretending to be one of the people at the top of the... in Independence Day, you know? Never mind.
It's been a while since I've seen it. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen Independence Day.
What?
Yeah.
No.
That's like one of the movies that that's my guilty, I never saw that one. Never saw that one. All right.
Really?
Yeah, we should do like an Independence Day viewing one of these days.
It's a fun movie to watch.
I'm sure. I like Will Smith. He's old Will Smith.
Yeah.
He's pretty awesome. I liked Men in Black. He's good.
It's Will Smith in prime form too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
iRobot, all that shit. All right.
We'll
get around to it.
It's a good movie.
All right, let's move on to our next story here. This one's a bit more techie. This is about RX Vega having apparently 3 or 4 Vega 10 variants. This is an article from videocards.com reporting on an article by Tom's Hardware. According to Tom's Hardware, there's at least 3 variants of Vega 10 coming from different factories that are equipped with different memory chips and configurations. The main difference is the lack of molding on the non-resin variant, which makes it harder to use for custom designs since the GPU is 40 micrometers higher than the HBM2 modules. The molded and unmolded designs have a 0.1 millimeter difference in GPU height. And Tom's Hardware is claiming that the board partners now have to experiment with different screw lengths to ensure that there are no overheating issues. So 0.1 millimeters for most of us doesn't seem like much of an issue, but it can actually impose some serious heating problems if not addressed properly.
Yeah, it can be a pretty significant difference in the amount of torque that is applied as well.
Exactly. I mean, this is really tricky because the GPU cooler is also attached
pressure, I should say,
to the VRM area. Right, so being misaligned in one section means the cooler is also misaligned elsewhere. So this is a very sort of thing that the ad and board partners have to finesse. AMD has actually released a special presentation to the board partners explaining the difference between these Vega variants. So hopefully the communication between AMD and the ad board partners is clear, and the board partners get it right, and we don't see a bunch of, custom Vega cards shipping with overheating issues because of a 0.1 millimeter difference in GPU height between these Vega 10 variants. Let's hope for the best there. Also, there appears to be a potential Vega 56 variant that also needs to be accounted for. So I don't know. Has this happened before? I'm not sure if this has happened before. Yes.
What?
I can't recall anything recent, but
there's a good example of it. I can't bring to mind right now. But yeah, I mean, anytime that you have different products coming from different factories, there's bound to be some variance between them. But when it comes to something that is as important as like Z height, with a with very delicate things like a GPU die and HBM2 stacks. That's a challenge that I am glad I am not a add-in board manufacturer engineer that I have to deal with, because that kind of sucks.
That's incredibly precise.
Yeah.
So
or you have to, or like you'd have to make sure, like if you're in an Asus or something like that, it's like I would want to be absolutely sure that all of the Vega chips I was getting came from the same place.
Yeah.
So I could be assured of just to make sure that they're all the same.
It's going to make it much harder for the add-in board partners, which, I mean, there's no mention of this, but hopefully it doesn't delay the custom board variants, because they now have to create sort of different, I don't know if they would be molds or what they would be, but, you know, they have to, they have to account for these variances between the various Vega 10 chips. So that sucks. That sucks for them. It seems like they've got their work cut out for them. But hopefully it all goes smoothly. We wish you well, add-in board partners. Let's talk about our next article here, which is about the HTC Vive dropping in price by $200.
Yeah.
$200 off at $599. The original price being $800 at launch, which is what both me and Paul and I paid for it. Now it's $600. If only we had waited two years or whatever to buy the HTC Vive. If we weren't just stupid early adopters, we could have got it for way cheaper, Paul. But such is the way it goes when you're an early adopter. So $200 off the original price. That's a hefty discount, all things considered. It also includes a free trial to Viveport. So you get a Viveport subscription, which is kind of like VR Steam in a way, from what I'm reading, but there's additional perks here. Within the subscription, you can choose up to 5 titles per month to experience. So you know, there's a lot of like little fun VR games that you just there's not much information on them yet. They're still very much like there's sort of an indie feel, almost an almost an undeveloped feel to them, in a way, which some people love. Other people are like, this doesn't feel like a full game. So apparently with a Viveport subscription, you can choose up to 5 titles per month to try out. There are also a few included games with the new $600 price, including Tiltbrush, Everest VR, and Richie's Plank Experience. HTC has also noted that there is more AAA content coming in the likes for the likes of our users here, including Fallout 4 VR and Doom VFR, and more to come.
That's fun.
I think Doom VR would be pretty sweet, and I think that's probably one of the other big things besides price that's holding back VR from becoming sort of a mainstream platform. I think that it's a lot to ask users to buy into this piece of hardware that costs hundreds of dollars. $600 to $800, even $600 is still steep for most people. On top of a gaming system, on top of a $1,000 plus gaming machine that's required to run these HMDs and the headsets properly. That's a lot to ask for users. I mean, for PC users, I mean, we have to realize we're a small niche, and it's easy for us to just be like, well, we can just build the system. That sounds like fun. But for most people who are just regular gamers who aren't into PCs, that's a high barrier to entry, I feel. Is like, okay, now I either have to like go out and buy a pre-built $1,000-ish PC, or I have to build it myself, which is an even more daunting proposition for a lot of people. Not for us, but for a lot of people. So that could be one of the that's definitely one of the barriers to entry for VR right now, on top of price. And I think HTC is seeing this.
They need like a Super Mario World for VR. They need a title that you can only play in VR that's like
an exclusive.
That's like awesome.
And they need an amazing exclusive. And I think the other thing preventing this from really taking off, apart from the price, that I was going to say is the content itself. Because I feel like VR is very much experiential, and once you've experienced it, however, I mean, it's unlike anything you've ever tried. Once you try it, you're like, oh my god, it's amazing! But like all things in life, the novelty of anything wears off pretty quickly. I mean, you spend the first 3 hours in VR are like, it's like pure heaven, amazing, you know, spiritual and shit. And then like 2 days later, you're like, okay, give me something else. Like the graphics, and then you start to point out things that could be improved, right? Like the graphics could be a little bit better. You know, I'm still just like slaying zombies or whatever. I'm shooting zombies for like hours on end. Give me some AAA content. That's the other thing holding VR back at this point, I feel, is the AAA experience. And HTC is obviously aware of that with Fallout 4 and Doom VR.
Doom VR.
On the horizon.
PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds VR. Star Citizen VR, Silent Hill VR.
Yeah, I mean, just take all the big games. If all of the big games right now, if all the big games today that you're naming off right now,
Fudge VR,
had VR support, I guarantee you that these headsets would sell a lot more. And Vive, HTC probably wouldn't have to drop the price so much on their Vive. So I think it's just you know, I think everyone's really quick to judge VR because it's still so early on in its infancy. And they're just like, oh, they're not selling any units. They lowered the price. It's because it's jack shit. It's just a fad. It's you know, it's just a trend, and it's gonna be, everyone's gonna forget about VR in a year or two. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think it's just not ready yet. It hasn't matured fully. Just like a lot of people are saying that you know, like the Zen architecture hasn't matured fully. In some ways, there's some similarities there. And eventually, we're going to start to see more AAA content probably appeal to the masses a bit more, and there's going to be a higher demand for VR. That's my opinion of it. But it is nice to see HTC swallowing their pride a little bit. I mean, you know, and taking a pay cut, dropping it to $600. Then again, they might not be selling many units right now, so it could be more of like a survival necessary thing, necessity, you know.
If budget is a consideration, then the Rift is definitely cheaper. So
the Rift is what now? $400?
It's 400.
400.
Yeah.
Yep, it is $200 cheaper. That is true. And they both offer room scale at this point, so choose your weapon. But we'll keep a close eye on this VR business. Have you played your VR recently at all?
I tore down the HTPC in the living room, so it's not set up, but I've actually been kind of itching to get it set back up again, because I kind of want to... I want to jump back into it. I also liked your thing with the like VR workout kind of thing. Like, I'd be...
Yeah, I mean, I just try to take a different angle on it.
Yeah.
You know, like what's something unique about VR that you really couldn't do with regular PC gaming? And physical exercise seemed to be an obvious choice, so it was a bit of an experimental thing. But yeah, I mean, definitely it's an evolving platform, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. But let's move on to our next story here. This is about Android 8.0. That was weird. 8.0 Oreo.
What happened?
Android 8.0 is called Oreo. So we had Nougat.
Here it is.
We had Nougat with the N, and now we're on O. What happens when they get to Z? What then?
Z.
Then they just go back to A, but they use a different word, different candy, different sweet thing.
Maybe they go into numbers,
or they start doing fruits, avocado. You know, like they're kind of making up like maybe eventually people will get so triggered in today's society of being super triggered about everything. People will be like, yeah, Android and Google are promoting unhealthy foods. All the vegans, nee. And then they'll be like, and then they'll have to turn over. There'll be lawsuits. All right, A is now avocado, B is banana, C is you're fucking cunt. You know, whatever. I've digressed immensely off of this topic. We're talking about Oreo. Oreos are delicious,
Wow.
and it's also the name of Android's newest OS, 8.0. Hell yeah. Oreos are vegan, I think. Oreos are definitely vegan.
They are?
That's true. I think they are. I think I remember reading that somewhere. Probably from my vegan wife.
Chocolate powder, lard, and sugar, right?
Oh, if it has lard, then they're definitely not vegan. Or vegetarian.
That's what the filling is made of.
Is it?
It's lard and sugar.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well then they're not vegan.
I mean, maybe I could be.
You're all wrong.
I could be wrong. Oreo is vegan. Maybe it's like a vegetable lard.
It could be.
That's a thing, right?
Well, see, Oreos might be like so processed that they don't even contain like natural water.
Yeah, it's like it might have been an
it
animal.
might go full circle.
It potentially was an animal, but
it was
it's
reduced
so
down
far
to...
removed from being an animal that
Yeah.
you can't really classify it as that anymore.
It's the most organic thing you've ever seen.
So there we go.
All right.
Oreos are the trademark vegan cookie. All right, that's fine.
So apparently, Android and Google has struck up a deal with Nabisco, who is the company who makes Oreos, just like they did one with Nestle when they did Kit Kat, right? So all right,
smart
corporate
tie-ins.
Thinking. So here's some new features of the new OS, which I'll just rattle off really quick. Longer battery life. Yes, we all want that. There's a new background limitations feature that keeps the apps from running in the background to lower the power consumption overall. There's an all-new notifications channels framework, which gives users more custom controls over notifications and how you receive them, which is awesome. I feel like notifications definitely need to be worked on for the last revision of Android. There's an option to now choose the icon shapes. I didn't realize this was an issue to begin with. I was perfectly fine with
instead of circles,
circular or
what else?
square.
What are the options? Can you do a hexagon?
A squircle. A squircle is what was listed in the article, which is a half-breed between a circle and a square, which just sounds to me like a square with rounded edges.
Yeah, rounded square. You don't need to make up a squircle. That's a stupid word.
It's dumb. Just call it a square with rounded edges. Why don't you make a star?
Squircle.
Make a fucking star or triangle or trapezoid of some sort. That would qualify. But no squircle business. I'm sorry. I'm just not for it.
I'm gonna get hired at Google, and I'm gonna write a memo about how squircles are stupid.
Squircles, fire the squircle person.
Yep.
There's also
I'll get fired.
Yeah, worth it though. And go on a rant on Twitter, call out evereveryone, just reveal all of Google's darkest secrets.
I was just telling the truth about squircles, and Google fired me. Okay.
This is leading to a parody video opportunity. Yeah. It's also going to have support for autofill apps, giving users the ability to choose an autofill app that will become the default filler. I don't know what that means.
Wait, what?
It'll give users the ability to choose an autofill app that will become the default filler. I guess maybe how they use that with keyboards.
I want an autofill app that's made by UrbanDictionary.com. So it automatically, like all the bad words that you have to like type out, and then it's like, maybe you meant this not bad word. You're like, no, I meant to say fuck right there. Like I wanted to say, like
Monroe transfer.
Yeah, you know exactly. So it would immediately know that you're a sick and demented individual, and it would autofill that stuff for you. I'm down for that.
Yeah, I'm totally down for that too. And you're right. You're totally right. Urban Dictionary would be my autofill app for everything. Yeah. Picture-in-picture mode, which is kind of cool. You can shrink down your YouTube video into a separate little window, so it's still playing.
It already does that.
Well,
YouTube app does. Oh, if you have Red.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you have YouTube Red, it's not a problem. But for all of us plebs who don't,
you don't have Red?
I do. Okay. Trying to have the voice of the people, really? Paul.
I'm about to sign up for a second Red subscription.
Why? Why do you need two? Why would you need two Red subscriptions?
Because I have an account for my YouTube channel, and that's what I have the Red subscription on. Okay. But more frequently, I use just my personal account. They're separate. So it would be nice to have Red on my personal account too.
Why don't you just log into your YouTube account? On your phone, right?
Because I don't want to log into my YouTube account like everywhere. I don't want to have a bunch of logins like all over the place for that.
Where do you need to access YouTube Red from?
Mainly my HTPC, I guess, is the place where it pops up. Where I'm like, I'd like to be logged in there, but I'd like it if this wasn't also logged into my YouTube account.
Right, because it's in the living room, kind of more like less private.
I mean,
stuff.
Also it's like I make my living off of YouTube, so it feels like it's okay for me to pay $20 a month for YouTube Red. I don't know. I feel like I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. All right. You'll also get things like multi-display. So you can launch an app onto another display that's connected, which is pretty cool. Smart text selection feature. Machine learning is involved here. Machine learning will recognize specific text like addresses or phone numbers or passwords. Hopefully not passwords. And it'll suggest an app that complies with it. So if you see like if there's an address, it'll suggest Google Maps. Would you like to open this up in Google Maps? Or if it's a phone number, it'll suggest contacts. Would you like to add a new contact? And so forth. You will also have enhanced Bluetooth audio codecs for higher performance, lower latency, and that sort of thing. Google Play Protection Program, which is a system that keeps the devices safe from malicious apps. It scans over 50 billion apps a day to ensure ultimate safety for Android users. So we're all protected. And most importantly, though, the most important addition to Android Oreo is going to be that we have now new emojis.
Oh.
Obviously.
Is there an Oreo emoji?
There frickin' better be. I mean, shit. If I'm gonna sign a multi-million-dollar deal with Nabisco, I better get a damn Oreo emoji. Just saying. Although we haven't really, we didn't get like a nougat emoji, did we? Was there a nougat or a Kit Kat emoji?
I don't think so.
Not to my knowledge.
But Oreo seems like it would be easier to do. I mean, they got this GIF.
It's a circle.
Yay.
I want that emoji. I want to be able to send that emoji to everyone. The little Transformer Oreo Android dude.
Pops out of the Oreo, this little spin move.
Everyone should get one of those. We should be able to tweet
like,
that.
Yatta!
Yatta! Hochi mama! I don't know why he's Asian. I don't know why all of a sudden he's...
Because that's something, I don't know, that's a yatta right there. That's exactly...
It's something an Asian would do. Yeah. Clearly.
Is that racist? I hope that's not racist.
No, it's totally not.
It's positive racism.
I completely agree.
Okay.
I could not imagine any other race
we don't
doing that move.
Racism here.
All right. So congrats, Android and Google, for Oreo. We're all looking forward to it. I should also mention, lastly, because this applies to us specifically, the rollout for the new OS will probably be rolling out to Pixel and Pixel XL users first.
Yay, Pixels.
Shortly followed by Nexus and lesser, inferior
phone options.
Yep. All right, let's move on to our next story here. The SNES, Super Nintendo. No, we're good. We're good on beer, thank you. The SNES Mini is coming. This is an article from Tech Radar. Let's not forget how everyone...
It's already gone, Kyle.
I know, right? It hasn't even gone on sale yet. Already gone.
No, it went up for pre-order today.
Oh, pre-order, yes.
Yeah.
Pre-order is already gone.
And they're gone.
They're gone. So let's just rub it in your faces, anyone who didn't get one, including myself, just how awesome this little unit is. Let's not forget that everyone lost their minds last year when the NES Classic came out. And now we have the successor to that, the Super Nintendo system from Nintendo. And this is pretty cool. It comes with the console itself, 2 controllers, with generous cable length. That was an issue with the NES Classic, is that they only had 30-inch long cables, which basically meant you had to have the console pretty much under your nose the whole time, which sucks. They are now extended to 56 inches, much more generous. And save states are back, so you can save your game. There's up to 4 save states on the console. There's also a cool rewind feature, which allows you to rewind the gameplay. The gameplay, up to 45 seconds. So if you die, you can just keep rewinding and have almost infinite replay, infinite lives or whatever, which is kind of cool. There's also optional filters. So you can smooth out the pixel edges, because that's the thing is with HD TVs these days, it makes the old school pixelated look even worse, because it's just so fine and clear and defined. The old CRT monitors kind of created this natural softening around the pixels, so that it just sort of looked a little bit nicer. So there's a filter for that now. You can also there's a filter for creating scan lines, if you want that more authentic look.
Huh.
According to the review on Tech Radar, you have to physically press the reset button on the console every time you want to switch games, which they didn't really like. That would be kind of annoying. Yeah. And the console itself is limited to the 21 built-in games. So they did go on to say, though, that the 21 games that are offered are pretty reflective of, they're all classics, basically. It's a really good lineup. It's a good selection of games, and one of the games is actually a never-before-released game. It's a Star Fox 2, which was in development and pretty much got finished back in the day, but never actually came to market because it kind of came at the tail end of the console's life, and Nintendo at that point had already decided to start working on Nintendo 64 stuff, and so Star Fox 2 never actually became a thing. So if you're like a historical, if you're super into like historic gaming and stuff like that, that's a really cool value add. I could see that being valuable to a lot of people, collectors and stuff. And it just looks like a nice little console too, for $80. $80. That's a good deal, I think. I think that's reasonable. HDMI out, of course, to comply with modern television sets. And the unit will launch September 29th of this year. Like Paul said, it's gone on pre-order. They're already out, so prepare to pay a lot more than $80 for one on a third-party reseller website like eBay or something like that from price gouging assholes. Or just from price gouging assholes. That's pretty much it.
You said Star Fox 2. I thought that could also be like the name of like a furry porno.
I will not look that up later tonight to see if that's a thing. That does not interest me at all.
Could be. Should be.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
What's
all
next?
Right, moving on to Too Fun or Not Too Fun.
Fun or Not Fun.
All right, we're taking a look at some crowd-funded campaigns and looking at which ones suck and which ones are awesome. That's the only two ways that it can go.
It's all or nothing.
It's all or nothing, man. So let's look at the most funded belt in history.
Nice.
Not like a belt for your car, but just like a belt for your waist. All right.
The most fun. Okay.
This is the Smart Belt, funded at $1.3 million for a belt. What?
That's a lot of belt money.
Why? What could this belt possibly do to warrant $1.3 million in funding? Well, for starters, it's got a Kevlar core, so it will never stretch or tear. It will never stretch or tear. This could be the very last belt you ever buy, ladies and gentlemen. But I don't even think that's enough for $1.3 million of funding. It also has an automatic buckle. Wow. Has a ratchet and track system that allows up to 32 increments of adjustment. So, you know, like with a regular belt, you've got the holes, right?
Yeah.
You get the holes, and the holes are generally spaced, what, an inch, maybe an inch and a half apart. That doesn't allow for... If you're lucky, and you got a killer belt, but, you know, for a lot of people, that doesn't cut it. One hole is too tight, and then you go to the next hole, and it's too loose. It's a classic Goldilocks debacle.
How the hell does this automatic buckle work?
But the automatic buckle allows 32 increments with a 1/5 of an inch between intervals. So the smaller intervals, 1/5 of an inch apart. So you get the perfect fit. You get the absolute perfect fit. It's the best belt ever. On top of that, it's made with pure Italian leather from like a mom and pop shop in Italy. They were like, yeah, it's just like two dudes making leather. Just two dudes making leather, bro. It's like the best leather you can get. It's like the best leather in the world. So all of this equates to $1.3 million in crowdfunding. A belt like this will cost you $60 if you decide to back it today on Indiegogo. $60 for a belt. Now, it's been so long since I purchased my belt that I use regularly, every day almost. I'd imagine it was for far less than $60. I'd say it's probably like a $20, $25 belt, the most. So, I mean, $60 for a belt, that's like 2 or 3 times the amount that I spent on mine. If it's gonna last me a lifetime, it might be worth it. How much was that belt?
This is my belt. It is a single strap. It's actually a Vans belt.
I used to have a belt like that.
It has an amazing locking system that allows you to lock it at any point along the length of the belt. There's no holes. Look, I can adjust it to whatever length I want. I got this belt when I was 16 years old.
What?
Yes.
What? Why don't you put that on Indiegogo?
I have a couple other belts
You should sell
like,
this.
Like, this is a casual belt, right?
What are you doing?
I have a couple other belts. I've had this belt since I was 16 years old. It's just, it works.
It just
It's just nothing.
Keeps on going.
It's not going to wear out from, like, holding my pants up, I guess is the point I'm trying to say.
I think the difference is probably the versatility of having a genuine Italian leather belt. And sort of the flexibility of situations you can wear it at, right? You can wear it to a wedding. You could wear it on your prom night. You could wear it at a family gathering. You could wear it at a formal or informal event 365 days of the year.
All right.
You probably couldn't wear your Vans belt.
It's not very formal.
Probably couldn't wear your Vans belt to a lot of fancy schmancy places. But props to it holding up for this long.
I mean, I think about it every so often. I'm like, I'm still wearing that belt.
Yeah.
And you know what?
No, that's awesome. That's one of the best investments you've ever made. If anyone asks you that.
I don't think I bought it. I think I...
One of the best gifts, or...
It's one of those things I just ended up with. I was like, I have this belt now.
I just found it in the trash.
Like, yeah.
You found it in the trash, and it's lasted longer than most...
I think it was my sister's friends.
Longer than most tortoises.
I don't know how I got it, but...
Well,
it's a good belt.
That's a great...
Never letting this belt go.
That's a great belt story. I wish I had a great belt story. I'm gonna make good belt stories.
Yep. I didn't know I would be relaying my belt story today.
I know. Hey. You've touched a lot of people today, Paul, with your belt story. So clearly this particular campaign is not going to appeal to Paul. So let's see if we can one-up it with something that really interests him. Here we have the world's first automatic toothbrush. All right, for any campaign on Kickstarter or Indiegogo to be successful, you need to include world's first at the beginning of whatever the fuck you're selling.
Obviously.
So this is the Amabrush, or Amabrush, however you want to say it, 3.6 million euros funded. So that's still a shit ton of money. It's still insanely funded. This is an auto toothbrush. It automatically brushes your teeth in, guess how long, Paul?
How long?
10 seconds! 10 seconds. And they're claiming that if you use this toothbrush, it will save you up to 100 days of time throughout your lifespan. You could live 100 days longer. You could have 100 days of extra time by using this device. It is incredible. It uses a magnetic connection between the mouthpiece and the handpiece, so that you can swap different mouthpieces between family members. It's got that little wireless charger there, so you can stash your mouthpieces. You know, this is mine, this is my wife's, this is my friend's, whatever. I don't know my friends. I don't know why my friends would be there. He doesn't live with us. There's toothpaste foam that's inside of the mouth. You can see that blue gel shit.
Yeah.
That's toothpaste in the hand piece part, okay. And it basically injects into the mouthpiece. And it creates like a foamy, toothpastey experience. And then the bristles on the mouthpiece start to oscillate and vibrate as it cleans your mouth and your teeth to a T. And then you just put it back, let it wirelessly charge overnight. You never have to like worry about it going out or whatever while you're using it. And yeah, it's pretty much the best invention ever made, which is why it has 3.6 million euros in funding, which is insane. But no! Person in chat, it cannot run Crisis, which is why it does not get my vote. But still, it's very compelling. I think this is so exciting for a lot of people because we've been brushing our teeth for the same way for a long time. I don't know, can I say hundreds of years? For hundreds of years, we've been brushing our teeth the same way, more or less. This is definitely revolutionary if it in fact works and even, eventually one day exists. Pretty interesting. 119 euro for the kit. Comes with 2 mouthpieces. So for you and a friend, or you and a family member, 120 euro, thereabouts. Or 89 euro for 1 piece. I would do it. I would do it. I hate brushing my teeth. I hate it. I hate it.
So I have a thing, whenever I brush my teeth, I go for a walk. And my wife has started doing this too. Like, it's one of the, I don't know when I started doing it or what, but like, I'm pretty good about brushing my teeth. Like, I do.
Well, yeah, me too.
I do twice a day at minimum, sometimes 3 times a day, because sometimes I do a late afternoon brush. Wow. Just my mouth is feeling not so fresh. But like, when I brush my teeth, I get it set up, and then I like wander around the house, and I look at things. I feel like I'm doing something, like I'm being productive or something, but it's really I'm just like brushing.
Buying
my teeth.
time, yeah.
Yeah, but it means that I brush my teeth for longer. So like I feel like I do, like this actually talks about like every other person avoids toothbrushing because they're too tired. The average toothbrushing time is 60 seconds instead of the recommended 180. But I don't know. It's for me. It's like the brushing action. Like I feel like you need some of that in there. And then obviously flossing, like you gotta floss, right? I don't know. I have to try it. I have to try it to really feel.
I don't think it eliminates the need for flossing. I don't think it claims to do that. So you would still probably need to floss.
Yeah, floss.
Which seems like a great follow-up product for whatever company this is. But I feel like it's one of those too good to be true things. It's like when you go to the car wash, right? There's the hand car wash where the guy's out there and he's scrubbing it and detailing it. That's like regularly brushing your teeth yourself. And then there's like the drive-through 10-second car wash, right? Where it's just like bristles. It's like
it doesn't get all the nooks and crannies.
And then at first glance, you're like, yeah, it's pretty clean. It's like, well, yeah, it's much cleaner than it was, sure. But does it qualify? You know, is it clean enough to the point where you don't encounter any sort of cavity risk or anything like that, or needing a root canal, whatever the hell it is? I don't know, the dentist, but you know what I mean. There's definitely a lot of skepticism, I believe, around this product, at least from our end. But if it works and like it's dentist approved,
if it works,
it's
awesome.
Amazing. I'll take
if
3.
It works, I agree. If it works, it's awesome.
I will use it on my butt.
And if you can tell me that you can take something that I spend every day doing between 5 and 10 minutes and cut it down to 30 seconds, I'm down for that too.
Indeed.
But I'm skeptical, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Indeed.
One more.
Volterman. This is the world's most powerful smart wallet, allegedly, with $1 million in funding. This is a wallet that's very smart. Don't watch the video unless you want a great laugh at how cheesy and ridiculous it is.
It's pretty cheesy.
It alerts you. This is a wallet that alerts your phone when it's lost. If let's say you leave your phone in the cab, like they use the example here, or you leave it, at the strip club, your phone will go off and it'll let you know where the GPS location. You can look on the map or whatever, and it'll be like, dude, your wallet's here. You lost your phone. You lost your wallet. You lost your wallet. This is also kind of cool because we've already seen the GPS thing in wallets. That's old news. But this is kind of cool. It'll also snap pictures of anyone who opens your wallet when it's in lost mode. So I guess if you've lost your wallet, you can like
the wallet has a camera built into it.
Has a camera built in, a tiny camera that will snap photos of the sick perpetrator who opened your lost wallet. So you can, for one, verify that it's yours by showing it to them. Look, I got a picture of you on my phone because you're a dick and you opened my wallet. And 2, you can also see, who's stealing your wallet or using your cards fraudulently or whatever it is.
And you can use your wallet to find your phone. He just did that.
Yes, it's reversible. So exactly. You can use your wallet to find your phone if you lose your phone. This guy loses a lot of shit.
He's very absent-minded.
He's very absent-minded. I wouldn't trust him with my life. This woman seems to think he's the shit, but she's an idiot, just like him. It'll also act as a global Wi-Fi hotspot, which, okay, I don't know how exactly that works.
Does the wallet have like an LTE connection?
It doesn't even say. They're very sort of broad on that. I don't understand if it has an LTE. If there's a subscription to this, it can't just get the internet. I don't understand. Global Wi-Fi hotspot. They're doing too many things here. There's a Swiss Army knife of bullshit. It also has a built-in 2600 milliamp battery, which again is nothing really new for smart wallets and stuff. It supports cable charging and wireless charging. So you could actually charge 2 phones or 2 devices at the same time with this wallet, assuming that the phone supports wireless charging. This is going for $150 for one wallet. It's a bifold. I know there's a whole like cake versus pie argument with bifold or trifold.
Bifold's the way to go.
I like bifold personally as well. I actually have a no fold. I have a wallet that has nothing. I have a no fold wallet. It's just a piece of leather with some pockets in it, and it's amazing. The less folding, the better.
It's not a wallet.
That's a wallet. Sorry.
That's like building a hallway and saying, "Here's my house." That's bullshit.
No, you know what? No, that's your bullshit. Okay? A bifold wallet is the equivalent of like having to click into a folder before you get to the file you want. Like, why don't you just put that file that you frequently access on the desktop and save yourself some stupid clicking? Yeah.
A bifold wallet provides you with the ideal amount of protection and privacy without having to be concerned, as Kyle was just moments ago as he pulled his wallet out of his pocket.
Wow.
With potentially flashing personal information to people on the stream or something.
And you know what you do, Paul? You turn your ID the other way. And now you can show all 360 degrees of the wallet scot-free.
Bifold
wallets. Very opinionated on wallets, I've found.
I didn't think people...
Stupid
I didn't think anyone was dumb enough to not like a bifold.
Why do we even have wallets or keys or cards? We should all just live.
I prefer to ditch the wallet entirely if I can.
We should all just live.
Whenever I go to Vegas, I do like a no wallet. Like I pull out just the vital things out of the wallet, and all I walk around with is that.
Just live like a wild animal.
But yeah.
That's how it's meant to be. All right. So out of these three, Paul, which one speaks the most to you?
That's a good question.
You got the belt, the toothbrush, or the stupid wallet. So
practically speaking, again, assuming it works, the toothbrush thing, like I just feel like is the most, like you're going to use it the most. It's going to save you the most time and all that kind of stuff. If it is actually as good as a full toothbrushing.
I agree. That's a game changer. If it does what it says it does in the way that it says it does, it's a game changer, and everyone should have one. 3.6 million euro. For 3.6 million euro, it better do all that shit.
Not bad.
All right, let's move on to our last segment for tonight, which is Pimp My PC. Thank you guys so much for tweeting me pictures of your rigs. Paul and I are going to judge them, critique them, hopefully help you build a better system, or at least make some modifications to your own to make it less ugly and stuff like that.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. Travis has a Core i7 4790K, 8 gigs of DDR3 1600, an EVGA GTX 1070 superclock, a 480 gig SSD, 1 terabyte 7200 drive, and a Cougar Panzer case with a Corsair H80i GT cooling down that 4790K. I like it. I like it. It looks very functional. It doesn't look like there's any red flags that would, hinder the performance of the system. Although there are a couple things aesthetically that you could improve here. I think the fans, for one,
selection, yeah.
The fans look a little bit on the cheapy side, a little bit on the budget side. They also don't really match very well. I feel like there's two. They're kind of mismatched. There's a blue one, and then some clear ones. A couple blue ones, couple clear ones. You've got a back, the rear fan, which is totally different. Another one at the top that's way off game. So I think maybe sort of unifying the fans. Unifying your fans does a lot for your system.
Did you also notice he has a fan right here on the 5 1/4 inch bay, it seems like?
On the 5 1/4 inch?
This is a fan. Oh, no, this is the radiator. I'm sorry. This is the radiator exhaust. I'm crazy. Sorry,
I was so confused.
I'm getting a little... wait, I was like, why is this there? Okay, so it's not a common place for a 120 millimeter exhaust.
And there's tubes going into the 5 1/4 inch bay.
I know. So why are the tubes there? Okay, no, forget what I said.
Yeah. But
there's lots of fans. They don't match.
There's a lot of mismatched fans. The cable management looks like it's it's like you're halfway there with the cable management. I feel like you could just tighten up some things. Looks like there's some cables coming off of your AIO, the water block, that could maybe be
over here
a little bit more tidy. There's also like the one that's above the tubing, just above the tubing. Yeah, that one. Like is that probably for the pump or for the fan or something like that? It just looks like it could be tucked away a little bit more nicely, more discreetly. Obviously, you've got some ketchup and mustard going on, which is never good for any system unless you're going with the ketchup and mustard theme, which most people aren't. So maybe getting some sleeved extensions, some really cheap ones, that just blend in, just some simple black ones. You can get them for pretty cheap, and you don't need to deck out your whole system with them. Maybe just the 24-pin ATX and your PCIe, even though you do have that nice little, what's it called? Little EVGA PCIe rerouting thing. We'll add on.
Power Wall. No.
PowerLink? No.
PowerLink.
Is it PowerLink?
It might be PowerLink.
EVGA PowerLink? That sounds. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
thank you, chat.
PowerLink.
The PowerLink. Even though you got a PowerLink, you can still sort of see some of the ketchup and mustard tardiness coming off of it. And yeah, I think if you fix all those things, it should be a better system because your motherboard is pretty color neutral. You got some red accents there, but it's not like it really clashes with anything else other than the cables and fans. So if you take care of the cables and fans, you should have a much prettier looking system. Yeah, that's it.
I agree.
That's all I gotta say.
Thank you, Travis.
Thanks, Travis. Next up, we've got Carlos.
Sorry, Carlos, that page doesn't exist.
Oh no, what happened? It worked so well before. All right, sorry, Carlos.
Not sure.
Catch you next time, buddy. All right, next up, we've got Kadeen.
Kadeen
with i7 4790K at 4.5 gigahertz, 2 GTX 980s and SLI, and it doesn't say what.
A random SSD.
What case? What case is this?
16 gigs of...
Oh, this looks like a Corsair 750D or something like that. Something around those lines. Okay, first thing. Change that SLI bridge. You just turn around right now, get a new SLI bridge, replace it with a nice one, because I feel like all SLI systems should have a pretty looking SLI bridge.
I agree.
Yep. Additionally, I think red modules don't really match with the sort of gold VRM, the gold VRM heat sinks that you have on the motherboard and the white frames around your fans. I think either some white sticks or some gold sticks. If you can find that shade of gold, which is unlikely, so go with the white ones. I think that would bring out, I don't know, it would make the CPU region of your system pop a little bit. The red isn't doing much for me personally. And remember, this is a very subjective segment, guys. Cable management looks pretty good. I think, you know, maybe you could zip tie the PCIe cables a little bit, make them group them together a little bit more solidly.
Yeah, these, but, you're using the daisy chain PCIe cables here for the 8-pin connections. It would be nice to see those either tied down or possibly, if your power supply supports it, run individual cables out for each of those plugs. That might look a little bit better. But you might not be able to. You might be stuck with those daisy chains. But just tie those extra loops down a little bit.
Yep. And I'm sorry, this is an Air 540, isn't it?
Okay.
I said it was a 750D because I knew it was a Corsair case, an older Corsair case. But it's definitely an Air 540 because we've got no power supply here. It's on the other side of the motherboard tray.
And the double grommets in the back.
And double grommets.
All right. But thank you.
Kadeen!
To Kadeen.
Kadeen. All right, next we've got CBLOUNT.
Kablount.
Kablount.
Kablount with a Xeon, a water-cooled Xeon.
Woo!
X5670 at 4.4 gigahertz. What?
What's going on with that fan?
Are you overclocking a Xeon? That's impossible. Oh, it's an X58. Micro MSI GTX 772 gig, 12 gigs of DDR3 memory, triple channel, 500 gig 850 EVO, 1.5 terabyte WD Green Evolve.
What's up with the fan, bruh?
Micro ATX case.
Is that for the VRM?
Which one?
The fan. The fan.
Oh, just that.
What other fan would I be talking about?
I don't know. Just this fan. You're right. That's.
Is it just sitting there? It's not mounted to anything.
It's gotta be for
I think
the
it's
VRM.
just free falling there, free balling.
What?
And then you get the fan cable that's going straight over your video card, which doesn't look all that great. I don't understand why that is where it is. It must be a VRM fan. I mean, there's nothing really else that it would be targeting at all. Unless you're experiencing some, like, poor VRM temps, I wouldn't put that fan there.
I feel like you don't put a fan here like this unless you have some reason to do it. And if he's overclocking a Xeon on X58, then maybe his VRMs are getting...
Why wouldn't he, like, specify why the fan was there? There's no...
I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those mystery things that's, like, piques your curiosity, and you're like, why is it like that?
Maybe he just, like, plugged it in for this picture.
Yeah.
It's just to troll us.
So this, I agree with Kyle, this cable coming out over the graphics card, like, that can be solved. It can run under the graphics card. It would look way, way better. And then again, you got a loop, an extra loop from your PCI Express graphics cables coming out right here. Interesting build, like just like an EK block on a Xeon. That's cool.
Literally.
But yeah, interesting.
Yeah, how is he
those couple of things.
That?
Honestly, I'm not opposed to the fan. I feel like the fan doesn't look awful. It's weird.
The cable looks awful.
The cable is the thing that stands out the most to me.
I don't know. The fan still triggers my OCD, because just like the faintest tilt, like the faintest push would cause the fan to go over. Like just the fact that I know that it's like just free and not mounted to anything sort of drives me up the wall, personally. Plus, I think that fan would look a lot better. That Corsair fan, that nice Corsair fan, would look better mounted to the rear. Like the rear, if you replace the rear fan with the Corsair one, and you use the whatever OEM Fantex fan at the back as the VRM fan, because I feel like it would blend in a bit more.
Okay.
Just personal thoughts.
Also, you can remove these little blue caps from your SLI bridges.
Yep.
All right.
And the green sticker off of your I/O.
Next up is Justin.
Just a lot
123 with a 4790K build. A
lot of 4000 series.
16 gigs
today.
Memory.
And
DR3.
a freaking optical drive.
Ooh.
Optical drive is probably the least of your worries here, buddy. It looks like you could go for a PSU upgrade. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what power supply that is, but it looks old and scary.
That is a sketchy power supply. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like you've got... I mean, I guarantee you've probably got a Molex to PCIe adapter to power that graphics card. It just does not look very kosher. IMO. I feel like swapping out the power supply, one with all black cables, would do tremendous wonders to your overall system.
Yeah.
And whatever other cables you have in here that are multicolored, like that blue cable that's maybe a SATA cable or something like that, just black out everything. This will look like... This looks like a $300 system right now. You could take that to like a $1,000 system by simply replacing the cables and power supply. Just aesthetically. Everything else looks solid. I mean, you got some sexy RAM in there. Got a nice cryo-rig cooler. Beautiful video card and lovely case from Fractal. And yeah, I mean, I don't even mind the optical drive. It's really the cables and power supply that need to be fixed here.
I agree.
I think that's it.
Power supply does not stand out that much.
No, it does not. But thank you, everyone who submitted your entries for Pimp My PC. We will be doing this again very shortly in the near future, so if you didn't get picked this week, there's always an opportunity for next time. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and read off some donations. Thank you guys so much for donating, by the way. We're going to try to bolt through these pretty quickly so that, you know, we can, like, eat dinner and stuff. It's already 8 p.m. our time.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Where did we leave off? Kyle's after the show. Oh, look who donated first. Cell process. Cell, stop donating.
Cell.
Stop it.
Damn it, Cell.
You're a dick. And I hate... No, I can't even say it. I can't even say the words. I love you so much. Thank you. Kyle, I love you in this many dollars. Don't get excited thinking it is the same as Paul. Half is for Heather. Both of you keep up the good work. You know what? I would give half to Heather had she not donated $5 to Paul's half of the show. So, Heather, if you're watching this...
What can I do about that?
I can hear you.
I love you, is what I wanted to say. Heather, if you're watching this, I love you because my wife and everlasting love.
Exactly.
Touch my heart. Love you, honey.
Nice.
All right.
Nice
Let's move on. Thank you so much, Cell. You're the best.
Cell.
I love you, dude. Next up, we've got Cooley77707, $10. I am upgrading to a 7700K, have a CryoRig H7. Will need to upgrade to an AIO cooler. Will I need to upgrade to an AIO cooler?
No.
It depends.
No, you're fine.
It depends.
No, you're fine.
Depends.
Depends on what?
If he's trying to hit 5 gigahertz. Okay, the H7 is an amazing price-to-performance cooler. I guarantee it. Everyone will be satisfied with it. If you're trying to tame a beast like the 7700K and you want all the goodies and you want to overclock it to 5 gigahertz and you're hitting 1.3, 1.35 volts, then the H7 might give you, it may not suffice. It may not keep the temperatures you're comfortable with. you might be hitting 82, 83 degrees Celsius, which for a lot of people is totally fine. I don't give a shit. But if you're like me and you generally like to see your CPU temps below 80C, underload, then an AIO might be a better way to go. Or you don't even have to deal with liquid. You can just get a beefier air cooler. The H7, again, is more or less a mainstream entry-level option, and there are plenty of other high-end air coolers out there for pretty much what we have here is the fastest clocking mainstream CPU on the market right now. So, again, if you're comfortable with like a modest overclock, then don't change. H7 is fine. But if you're trying to maximize the most out of your processor and you have a 7700K, then an AIO is an option. It's an option. I'll say that.
I think you're fine with the H7. But that's just me.
Paul's dumb. Zach Gambrel
Zach.
for the 15 bucks. Been going through some rough times recently, but you and Paul are keeping my head up.
Oh, thank you,
If
Zach.
you're ever in the Kentucky area, stop by and I'll buy you dinner. You're like family now. Damn, that means a lot, man.
It does.
Shit.
I want to go to Kentucky now.
Making me all feely and shit. Stop it, Zach! I know we bros and all, but calm down. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, dude.
Thanks, Zach.
Christopher Calvary, $5. Hey, Kyle and Heather, here's $5 for all y'all as well. And
Yay.
apparently, I'm silly for thinking gold RGBs were a thing, but damn it, I'll figure something out. You're not silly at all, dude. I've actually messed around with the Hue Plus, and I found like a color. I'd send you the hex code if I had it, but that is pretty goldish.
Yeah,
in color.
You can get it there with
Yeah.
RGB.
Yeah, totally. It's like sort of like a yellowish, orangish blend where it's like almost like go for brown. Like try to find brown on the color spectrum. You might have to lower the brightness a little bit to actually achieve it. And when it's standing alone, the lighting just looks like kind of pooish. It just looks like shit. But if you pair it with gold-colored accents on other components in your system, it really does complement it quite nicely. So just play around with it. There's probably some forums on it and stuff. But thank you very much. Appreciate that. Timmy Tech TV. Timmy, what up, Timmy? $10. Tell Paul he's lame for not reading my super chat. Love you both. Long time.
When did you do your super chat? We read through all the super chats.
It must have been at the very end.
Sorry,
or...
if you were late.
No, it wasn't. It's not listed anywhere here.
All right, Timmy, you're lying about your super chat. You don't super chat to lie about super chat. Damn it. But thank you for your donation to
Unless
Kyle's
it just flew by or something. But thank you very much, Timmy.
I didn't see it.
Timmy, come around more. Timmy, where you been at, Timmy? Thank you very much, though. Jessica Gifford, $5. With regards to my question on the first half of the show, I was wondering also what air cooler would you recommend for 24/7 use in the H440 or Meshify C?
How about a CryoRig H7?
How about that? Yes, I was gonna say an H7 is a perfect choice.
How about a Cooler Master Air 4?
Air 4?
Master Air Pro 4. Be a good option.
Mm-hmm.
Be Quiet's a little bit more expensive, but you could do like a Dark Rock or something like that.
Shadow Rock Slim is a pretty well-performing cooler for
relatively
competitive pricing. We've also got
the Enermax. It used to be ETS T40. They have a different version of it now. It's a little bit smaller, and I forget which one that is, but that's a good option too.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a few good air cooler options in like the $30 to $50 range.
Yeah,
They do a perfectly adequate job, and you'll be totally happy with. So hopefully that'll kind of point you in the right direction.
Indeed. Thanks, Jessica.
Thank you.
Jujubes, $5. My other project, I have a 4770K and a GTX 970. Should I wait for Coffee Lake GTX 2K GPU? P.S. Because I don't drink, here's a beer for Heather. Why, thank you.
Thank you. And Heather will appreciate that.
She will. She'll never see a cent. Let's see.
I think for right now, a 4770K and a GTX 970 is a perfectly adequate solution, as long as you're not trying to play at 4K or anything like that. So hang out, see what happens. Give it some time.
I'd upgrade your GPU before your CPU.
Yeah. 4770K is pretty solid.
Yeah. Heavy Reviews, $5. Sup, guys? Thanks for that dope Stay Positive shirt, Kyle. You are welcome, sir.
Yeah.
A great message for us techies dealing with anxiety. Cheers, muchachos. Absolutely.
It is.
That's why I'm here, man. Deal with anxiety on the reg, bruh. Heather Hansen. Aw, hey, honey. $5. I feel bad for always donating to Paul. Here, you can borrow $5. Can you give it back to me after the show? What? That's a backhanded donation. I do not accept.
You guys are married. You share your finances and everything, right?
Yeah, which is why her donation is meaningless.
So her donating to you it's
completely meaningless.
Pointless, so you shouldn't be upset if she donates to me. She's donating your money after all.
Very well. That makes me even madder.
Dennis is fast.
$5. Hey guys, looking to get a new case. Which case do you recommend buying? I'm looking at either a Meshify C or waiting for the half H500P. Meshify C is a great option. It doesn't take up too much space. It's modestly sized for a mid-tower, and it supports quite a bit of water cooling should you decide to go that route or want to upgrade in the future. It's black. It's black on black. It's one of the few fractal cases that does not have like white accents or anything like that. So if you're into that, it's definitely a good option. The half 500p is also chalking up to be a very promising offering from Cooler Master. I believe that comes out next month or something like that. So you might want to wait around for reviews of that just to make sure that you're making the right decision for yourself.
They're very different cases when it comes to aesthetics. Like the Meshify is still pretty subdued, even though it's got that kind of angular front panel.
Yep.
The half H500 is like, it's got some gray in there in the framing and a little bit more plastic accents and a little bit more like kind of flare.
Yeah.
And then the RGB LED fans that they've integrated there, like big old 200mm fans and everything. Yeah. So it looks really cool. Yeah. So
I would wait for the the H500P is just around the corner. Wait for the reviews to come out for that. Maybe Paul or I will be doing a build with one or something like that, or a video on one. Hopefully. And yeah, decide for yourself, because they are two very different cases. I'm sure they're both good cases, but you know, to each their own. You're gonna have to decide for yourself what your needs are and which of those cases will suit you best. Checker Tile LOL, $5. Ryzen 1600, GTX 1070, 16 gigs LED RAM Corsair, 250 gig SSD, 650 watt PSU Cooler Master, stock cooler. Where is this going? NZXT S340, $400 to spend. Well, now $395. What to do? $400 for all that shit?
$400 more to spend after buying all of this stuff?
Yeah, it's unclear. Or $400 to spend on all this stuff. And he's trying to ask us how we can cut it down.
If you don't have a big old hard drive, then consider a 2 to 4 terabyte hard drive to add in there, so you have some mass storage to go along with everything else. Other than that, it's a pretty solid build all around. A 1600 with a GTX 1070 is a very, very nice combination. I would consider spending your $395 on like a decent 2560 by 1440 monitor.
Yeah.
You're probably going to have a hard time getting something with G-Sync for that much, but you don't need G-Sync. I mean, it's very nice to have G-Sync, but yeah, I'd consider a monitor for what you have otherwise.
Yeah.
That's
I agree.
I'd do.
Rob Crib.
Rob.
15 Aussie bucks, perhaps? I've been watching for a couple of months now, and I still can't figure out why you call people buying merch a Johnson. P.S. Taxation is theft. Well, this all goes back to an older segment that Paul ran once on his half of the show.
Oh yeah.
Where we did sort of a Mad Libs type of thing, but we pushed it on a forum, like on someone else's forum.
Fantastic forums.
Fantastic forums, where I think it was Tech Syndicate at the time that we basically did some sort of Mad Libs message to them, and we were just like, all right, give me a noun, give me a verb, give me an adjective, and I think Johnson was one of...
It's like an exclamation.
One of the fillers. Yeah, an exclamation was Johnson, and that's just sort of stuck ever since then, so...
Johnson as an exclamation. That's...
Yep. Johnson, man.
It seemed to fit.
Johnson is Johnson. But thank you very much for your donation. That's how it all started. Millennial Dad, $5. White balance. It's killing me. Please don't block me. White balance looks not terrible on our end here. But
I think your problem is you're dealing with the same situation that we dealt with back at Newegg, which is that you have industrial overhead fluorescent lights, which give this sort of very uniform but kind of like yellow look to everything. I think you need to figure out a lighting solution where you just kill all that and you have the lights set up that are separate.
I just spent a ludicrous amount of money on a new lighting kit, lighting setup, actually. I just purchased it this morning. I'm having an intern start next week, Chris.
Oh, okay.
He's starting next week. He's super, like, film guy. Like, he's, like, Brandon from LTT status. He knows his shit, and so like I need to step up my game in terms of equipment so that he has stuff to play with and experiment with. So I just made a huge purchase on a bunch of lighting stuff and some camera gear that should hopefully up the quality of videos like this.
LEDs?
LEDs.
Nice.
Yep. One of them is an RGB LED light.
Yeah, I've been considering switching to LEDs. That'd
yeah,
be good.
I definitely like the fact that they don't heat up like tungstens do. Yeah. It's nice. But thank you very much, Millennial Dad.
Thank you.
White balance soon to be fixed. Durkang123. $5. The Pyrocynical Discord server. Send help. That's all it says. Sorry.
If you
don't understand what you're going through.
Pyrocynical Discord server, go help them.
Help them now.
I guess is what we should. Okay.
Frank Dremel, $5 for the amazing C-bomb during the Oreo rant. Top kick. Well, thanks. I will continue dropping C-bombs.
Yep.
When appropriate. Clint Flippo, $10 again. Balls.
Balls.
Best comment of the night. Twice over. Thank you, Clint. Clint wins. Davy Chow for the $5.
Davy Chow.
Sucks that the EK Waterbrock won't make an aluminum brock for the Threadripper. I'm riveted to Intel hardware now because of the A240G investment. First world problem. Davey, that is a very insightful point.
So Davey, just to clarify here, your investments in the A240G setup from EKWB, which costs, how much does that cost?
$200?
$250.
2 to 3?
Depending what you get and whether you got the GPU.
I think it's like $250, yeah.
Inclusion as well. You're letting that affect your potential purchase of a $800 to $1,000 just for the processor part. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Maybe find
a different
other use.
Cooling
Maybe
solution.
find some other use for the A240G, or hand it down, or maybe resell it or something like that, and then possibly you could still figure out a water cooling solution for Threadripper.
Yeah, you don't need the A240G. I mean, there's plenty of other options there.
Yeah.
That'll handle Threadripper, but good luck with whatever you decide. MB67 for the $20 donation. Kyle, I donated to Paul last week, so it's your turn this week. Appreciate the equality, bro. Enjoying a wine tasting with wifey. Oh, enjoy a wine tasting with wifey sauce on me.
Oh yeah.
Wow, we certainly will. Thank you very much.
Indeed.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, MB67.
Joseph Rose, $10. Sign up for Google Music Family instead of 2 Red accounts. $15 versus $20.
Oh.
Includes music and YouTube Red for up to 6 people. Google Music Family.
Thank you, Joseph Rose. I'm totally going to look into that.
That's super cool.
I did not know that Google Music had a family option.
GTK. Good to know.
Thanks, Joseph.
Ever Endless, $5. I really want to send you both beers. I work at a craft beer/cigar shop and would love to send beers for you both to enjoy. Keep up the awesome content. Cheers! Cheers! May you send us beer in the near future so I don't have to drink water. Thank you, Ever Endless. Wyatt Best, $5. Any opinion on the ASRock Taichi X370 motherboard? Keep kicking ass, guys. The Taichis have been very well received from a lot of notable reviewers, to my knowledge, and they look great. They look quite nice and fantastical. I have not used one personally, though, so take what I say about it with a grain of salt. Paul, thoughts? Concerns?
Yeah,
comments?
I mean, I've dabbled with. Do I have the Taichi X370? I don't. I have the MSI. Yeah, but there's no, like, I haven't heard anything negative as far as the X370 in particular from ASRock's Taichi lineup, so I think it would be perfectly adequate.
Yeah. Read the reviews.
Yeah.
Read all them reviews. Fred Rant, $20. Missed the first side,
Thanks, Fred.
but here's some money to come back from the dark side. Screw AMD, Intel, and NVIDIA forever.
Well, that would shut out a fair amount of the hardware manufacturers that we use for the stuff that we do, but
yeah,
you're right. When they make poor decisions or not consumer-friendly decisions, screw them.
Unless he meant screw AMD, period. Intel and NVIDIA forever.
But that looks like a comma.
Yeah, but it's the internet. It's internet.
Guess you could,
it's internet grammar.
You could sort of twist his words to make it seem like that's what he's saying.
All right. Thank you very much, Fred. Generous donation. Odhane Renzor.
Odahane
Renzor. $5. Love you guys. We love you too.
Right back at you.
Thank you very much. Spooky Jackson, $5. I'm picking parts for my first gaming PC and was wondering if the Ryzen 7 1700 or Ryzen 7 1800X would pair better with the GTX 1070. Love your vids, by the way. Go with the Ryzen 7 1700.
Yeah.
You can overclock pretty much within just a very small margin of what the 1800X can achieve most of the time, and your gaming performance will not really suffer much.
Kyle's correct. Thank you, Spooky.
Dazori, $20. Need a great high-end display case for my 1950X SLI build. What do I need? Kyle, please respond in my native Asia tongue to make it more easy for me to understand. Oh, sorry, I read that too late.
High-end display case?
So
I don't know, like the Corsair 570X comes to mind.
Because it's just pure glass.
It's all tempered glass, and if you really want like a showcase for what's inside,
yeah,
I think it does a pretty good job. You need to spend a lot of time doing cable management and making sure everything's perfect on the inside, but
right.
I think that would be suitable. Maybe something from Case Labs if you're looking really high-end. They do an amazing job. It's really expensive, but they have quite a few options for you. Anything else?
Oh.
Fantex?
Fantex
maybe?
Enthu Elite.
Yeah, I mean...
The $800 chassis.
$800?
$800 or $900 chassis.
Sure.
If you want a great high-end display case. Say no more. Remember that 8-pack build that we saw?
Yeah, I mean, that's insane.
Good freaking lord. If you really want to impress
that's
some
like
peeps,
crazy high-end, and you're probably going to be wanting to install 2 different systems in that case and everything to fully make use of all the space and all the features that are available. But yeah, if you're looking for a great high-end display case,
got your options cut out for you.
You're totally right about that one.
Yep. Thank you very much, though. Next up, we've got Drifter. $5. Hey, guys. I have a Red Devil RX 480. Going rate seems to be $300-ish on eBay. I'm seeing lots of 980 Ti's used for $300. Worth swapping? Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the 980 Ti would outperform the RX 480.
If you're not already invested in a monitor or anything like that from one side or the other as far as the VFR stuff goes, then yeah. If you can swap that over, that would be a decent boost in performance.
Yep, I'd go for it. Dirt King 123, $5. Wanted to send some more to you guys. Keep up the streams; they're fantastic.
Thank you, Dirk.
Thank you very much, Kane. Appreciate that, brother. Justin 63, awesome. $5. Always remember, if you're upsetty, eat some spaghetti and just forgetty. that was sage advice.
It's kind of cheesy, but I like it.
I like it too.
All right.
Dark Spartan Gaming, $5. Can you give a shout out to my 3-year-old son? He's 3 and is already keyboard gaming. His name is Alexander Dale. Thank you.
Shout out to Alexander Dale.
Alexander Dale!
Alex, you keep up the gaming stuff. Your father is relying on you to be a professional video game player.
Yep.
Make a bunch of money so that your father can retire and basically not have to work anymore and live off of all of your winnings.
Yep, that'd be great.
I'd be looking forward to.
I mean, he's 3. He's probably already pro.
Yeah.
MLG for the win. Thank you guys so much for donating. We appreciate every cent. Let's go ahead and read off some Last Call Johnson shoutouts.
Johnsons.
Everyone who picked up stuff from our stores. I've got 3 or 4 Johnsons. We got one from Heather, not my wife. Thank you very much, Heather. There's another Heather in my life. Holy shit. For picking up a Bitwit white logo Navy Tribeland t-shirt, limited edition. Yeah, thank you.
A big Johnson to Heath from Maine. Heath from Maine got a thumbscrew men's black shirt. Thank you so much, Heath.
Daniel for picking up a overclock mug. Johnson to you, sir.
And I got one more Johnson for Joe. Joe from New York, who got the thumbscrew shirt as well as a mug.
Woo!
Thank you so much, Joe.
Johnson to Ryan, picking up an overclock mug. Thank you very much, Ryan. And Jose. Jose, Johnson to you, sir, for picking up a CPU cooler shirt in navy blue. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 117 of Awesome Hardware. We will be back again next Tuesday, next time at Paul's house, so stay tuned for that. And all the other content that we've got coming to you guys very soon. Have a good night.
If you happen to be watching us live and you'd like to participate in a Twitch raid, go to twitch.tv/shrimpydoodle. Shrimpy Doodle.
Shrimpy Doodle.
It's spelled just like I said it. SHRIMPYDOODLE. Tell them that we sent you a raid from Awesome Hardware.
Yep, raid the shit out of them.
Big thanks to Cell as well as Spider-Fan for helping out and modding. You guys are awesome.
Yep.
Thumbs up button, of course, if you guys enjoyed this video. First half, if you missed it, is on my channel, and link should be in this video's description.
Guys, have a good one. Have a good night. We're out of here. Goodbye.
All right, bye, guys.
Goodbye.
I gotta click this thing.